Best Music Coach, my name is Dan, and today I'm going to show you 3 different ways of playing Big Shot from Deltarune Chapter 2 on the guitar, starting with the easiest single note. So we're going to be playing the main riff, or the main part from the song that everyone recognizes, because that's the easiest thing to do on the guitar, and you can jam along with the song and play along with the riff wherever it happens. When we're done, it'll sound something like this. So we're going to start with the 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the low E. We're going to play that 3 times. This is a B flat. Now we're going to go to D flat, then E flat. So 1st finger on the 4th fret, A. 3rd finger, 6th fret, A. All together. Now the second part is we're going to take our 3rd finger, B flat, 6th fret, low E, 2 times. Now we're going to take our pinky, put it on the 7th fret of A, 1st finger, 4th fret A, 3rd finger, 6th fret A, again, with the first part and second part together. Part 1, second part, all together. Then we're going to play our first part again. So we're going first part, second part, first part. It'll sound like this. Now to end it, we're going to play the B flat, or the 3rd finger on the 6th fret low E, 2 times. 1st finger, 4th fret low E, 2nd finger, 5th fret low E, 3rd finger back to 6th fret low E. So we have part 1, part 2, part 1, part 3. Here's part 1 into part 3, and then we'll do 1, 2, 1, 3. So part 1 into part 3. One, 2, 1, 3. Here we go. Part 1. And that's it. All right. Now, for level 2, the next level of complication for playing this riff. We're going to do this with power chords. And then I'll tell you which frets your first finger is going to go to, and then you can decide if you're going to play 2-note power chords or 3-note power chords. So for 2-note power chord, you can take your first finger, you can put it on the 6th fret of low E, take your 3rd finger, put it on the 8th fret of A. That's your power chord. Now, if you're going to do a 3-note power chord, you're going to add your pinky onto the 8th fret of D. This sounds a little bit bigger. All right, here's the 2-note power chord, 3-note power chord. I prefer the 3-note power chord because I feel like it has a little bit extra punch. Also, when you listen to the actual riff in the song, it's being played at octaves, so I like having those 2 B flats or the octaves in there at the same time. So, 3 times here. 1st finger, 4th fret A. 1st finger, 6th fret A. Then we're going to go 2 times on the B flat, or 6th fret, low E. 1st finger to 7th fret A. 1st finger to 4th fret A to 6th fret A. So. Then we play our first part again. And now to finish it off, we're going to play 2 B flats, or 1st finger at the 6th fret and low E. Just slide this whole thing down 2 frets, slide it up 1 fret, and bring it back home. One more time. So we have part 1, part 2, part 1, part 3. Here's part 1 again. Part 2. Part 1. Part 3. Put the whole thing together. 2, 3, 4. You can see I almost messed that up. Almost messing up is okay. Obviously, we try not to mess up when we're playing, but if you mess up, it's okay. Just maybe slow it down a little bit and then try it again. Okay, now here's the third way. I actually like this way a lot. This is playing with octaves. So what we're going to do is it's like playing a 3-note power chord, except we're going to remove the third finger from the equation. We're actually going to mute the middle string with the bottom of our first finger. So you're going to be pressing down on the 6th fret of low E, and then your A string should be muted. So you're not pressing down so hard that you make a note. You're just touching the string enough to stop it from vibrating. And then take your third finger, in my case I like to use the pinky, and we're going to put that on the 8th fret of D. And then what I'm doing back here is I'm actually using my first finger to mute my G, B, and high E strings. So A is muted, G is muted, B is kind of muted, E is kind of muted. And that way you can really hit all 6 strings at the same time. You're only going to hear those 2 notes. So to play it this way, we're going to keep the octaves. So I'm going to tell you where the first finger is going to go, and the relationship between the first finger and the pinky is going to stay exactly the same, that they are 1 string apart and the pinky is 2 frets higher than the first finger. So watch very carefully. I'm going to have my hand like this one time so you can see. Okay, so here's the lesson. We're going to go 3 times here. Switch to first finger at the 4th fret of the A. Slide first finger, 6th fret, A. Now we're going to take first finger at the 6th fret of low E. Now we take first finger to the 7th fret of A. 4th fret of A. 6th fret of A. So here's part 1. Part 2. Then we go back to part 1. Here's part 3. We're going to do this B flat or first finger at the 6th fret low E 2 times. We're going to slide down. This whole party slides down so that the first finger is just behind the 4th fret of the low E. Slide up to the 5th fret. Back home. Here's part 3 again. So I'm going to play part 1 and a part 3, and then we'll go through all the parts, then I'll play it together. So here's part 1. 3. Okay, now let's do the whole thing together. Here's part 1. 2. 1. 3. Whole thing together. And that is 3 different ways of playing the main riff from Big Shot on the guitar. Please follow and subscribe to this channel and check out Best Music Coach on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more free, fun, fast lessons. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.